Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ plus story for today. I'm Edward Otto Zelke, and let's queer up Black community. How two white gay guys celebrate the first day of Black History Month in Wilton Manors. Black History Month has begun as the most controversial in recent history. The annual national celebration began as the White House directed all components of the federal government to eliminate recognition of Black and LGBTQ+, and any reference to race and gender. They are using the phrase called race essentialism as a new criticism of a new wave of woke attacks on minority communities. What was happening in Washington was vastly different from what was happening in South Florida. On the first day of February's Black History Month, the LGBTQ+ community had a diverse offering of celebration events. The day began with Hotspots Happening Out CookOut. That was a cooperative event with Can Community Health, Midland, and the City of Wilton Manors. The traditional cookout includes foods, music, and games for the family-friendly event. Wilton Manors read a proclamation of the importance of that day. At Pride Center at the Equality Park, the Ujima Art Awakening project brought Black artists to visibility, complete with art, music, food, and refreshments. Across the hall of the Pride Center, Rainbow Ladies and Women with Pride held a vision board party to build an art project to build a better vision of each participant. The McKenzie Project held an important launch to Black History Month in Margate with a trans-focused project calling the Gender Affirming Resource Fair. Queer News Tonight's executive producer, Al Ferguson, and OutSFL's John Hayden attended February 1st events. They focused attention on how important it is and how the CIS White Gay community honors and supports the Black LGBTQ+ community and this month of history celebration. Al Ferguson said, quote, "Seeing these important queer Black events at this moment in history is so important. How do we celebrate and support our LGBTQ+ people of color? I think it is the most important to be a good cheerleader. Allow this community to lead and help us understand their issues and history. Our entire community is stronger when we do." End quote. John Hayden filmed the two white gay guys' experience for the first day of Black History Month.
It was an afternoon of music, fun, and food. What do I need to dig into first?
I would say ribs.
Ribs are always the answer.
Yay!
Ribs are never the wrong answer.
Never the wrong. And check out our shirts. Unity and community, community with Legacy Builders.
Legacy Builders, the beneficiary of the 4th annual cookout presented by Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television, and Can Midland. Kicking off and recognizing Black History Month is important, but Legacy Builders LaTanya Hobson says the work must continue after February 28th.
We continue the work 365 days, and if it's a leap year, well, you already know we still continue the work every day of the year of the calendar. And you can find us actually, John, throughout South Florida. Our next outreach event is scheduled with Can Community Health, and we will put that calendar out for the spring with our collective partners such as Trans Inclusive, Positive People, Ujima, and many, many more.
Over at the Pride Center, the start of Black History Month was celebrated with the Black Art Awakening art exhibit. Also at the Pride Center, the Rainbow Ladies were having their meeting, and they spent it very creatively vision boarding for 2025.
Well, that looks like a lot of fun. And, that is so great that our community is still focused on, putting the good word out there, especially for Black History Month. And it was so great, and you always ask the question, especially me, as someone as a white gay male, how do I support these organizations? And it's just by going to them and supporting communities like this, so it's so important. I also have to add too that for this month too, the Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida is doing Unbroken Voices at Sunshine Cathedral for February 27th at 8 p.m. So we're also in on the festivities too as well. So it's great when a lot of nonprofits come together and collaborate. Like
nice
that.
Segue there, sir, by the way. I'm proud of you. We should be doing more. We need more events like this, right? I was there with Al and with John, and it was a great turnout. Thank you so much to Midland and Can community, and Latanya Hobson over at Legacy Builders. They're an incredible group, and like she said, they're going to come up with another event that they'll be letting us know about soon, and we will all want to be there to support that as well. JetBlue was there, and they were giving away a free trip for all you had to do was just to get tested, know your status. We want to make sure that you also know your status and you're doing that. IKEA was there with the Kids Zone boys. I mean, like, this is the kind of affair that you want to bring people to, you want to bring your friends to, and it was a beautiful way to kick off Black History Month. Okay, so the White House is not acknowledging it. Screw them. They don't have to acknowledge all that food. We'll acknowledge it.
All that food is cooked at Holy Angel's social kitchen.
Well, and the food was delicious.
Part of that.
And the food was delicious. The food was just delicious. And Arts United, they have an art gallery. They're doing a whole Black History exhibition all month long. Seek it and you will find it. Okay. But also what Edward said, what can we do? We're a whole table of white presenting people. That's the reality, right? No one at this table can say they know what it's like to walk in the shoes of someone who is Black or a Black LGBTQ plus person, because you don't, right? So what can you do? You go to Latanya and you go, how can I help, right? You go to Legacy Builders and you say, how can I help? You go to Ujima Men's and you say, how can I help? And trust me, again, they'll put you to work. Yeah. It's just a matter of just saying, how can I support, right?
It's also support Black-owned businesses.
Also, of course, for Black History Month, it's very important to also support Black-owned history. Everything.
There's Thursdays in the Drive, the Dairy Queen, Busy Bee Preschool, a bike shop. There's several businesses owned by Black individuals who live and have business and keep people alive in the city.
Well, and we don't
whatever city you're living in, find those businesses and support them.
Listen, everything that we've been seeing on TV the last couple of weeks has told us that it's not about mom and pop places anymore, that it's about big, huge businesses like Amazon and so. Prove them wrong. Go to these mom and pop places that need your help, that need you to come through those doors to stay alive, especially, right now. If it's Black owned, if it's LGBT owned, get in there and do something and buy something and do something.
Or mom and pop stores too.
Yeah.
And it's so nice to see Wilton Manors doing something. That we've reported on potential controversies on how Wilton Manors has handled working with the Black community. So it's nice to see them doing so much. It's nice to see, I saw two white men talk about, two white gay men specifically talking about Black History Month. And in my own experience of white gay men, I was completely horrified of where it might go, but it actually went perfectly wonderful. And it's just so nice to see that for once, so thank you guys for not embarrassing me.
As a white gay guy, right?
And the nicest thing they said is be cheerleaders. My whole job
is the same sentiments. Allyship and joining forces is now a must for any kind of minority community. We must join forces together.
Yeah.
The current regime is trying to tear us apart by putting tokens on the cabinet, by basically turning minority groups against each other, when this struggle is really socioeconomic. This is about wealth. This is about the 1% trying to become the 0.01% and leave us with the crumbs.
God. Scary times. And I think that Al Ferguson said it best, and I think Robert was going to co-sign right now in saying the best way to help is to be the best cheerleader. Let them lead the way. Right? And follow suit and say, what the hell can I do to help? I'm here. That is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.